This is our news, the weekend edition, and on the broadcast tonight.
Police investigating a murder-suicide at this home in Yellow Elder Gardens. That story straight ahead.
Plus, environmentalists expressed disgust following the recent Oban Energy's town hall meeting. And the MP for Angliston slams the Minister administration for a weak mid-year budget debate.
Our news is brought to you by Alive.
Good evening, I'm Andrew Knowles, and thanks for joining us. Topping the news tonight, 3 children are left without parents after a reported domestic dispute turned deadly. Police have classified it as a murder-suicide. The shocking and tragic incident occurred in the early morning hours. Jared Higgs visited the scene today and filed this report.
It was approximately 2 a.m. when police were called to house number 50 on West Dennis Court, Yellow Elder Gardens. Reports indicated that a man was armed with a shotgun in the home. As police approached, gunshots were fired inside the home. When officers entered, they found a man and a woman dead. Our news understands that the deceased are married couple Sean and Nicola Bethel.
Coming to the home this morning, it appears that everything is peaceful. The gate is unlocked and it doesn't appear that anybody is home. We spoke to neighbors who say the couple lived here for approximately 10 years and had 3 children, including a grown daughter.
One neighbor who didn't wish to appear on camera says the couple appeared to be quiet and loving.
Honestly, Sean was a nice person. They were people, when you hear the word neighbor, what come to your mind is what they were. People that were helpful. Never you ask him to do anything. He clean up all the garbage. He carry the work. He drop you on me smile every day. But honestly, sir, everybody don't take things the same way. What me and you might walk away from, some people might kill each other. Some people might go crazy. Everybody don't take things the same way. But he really and truly was a genuinely nice person, and so was his wife.
She says the community is in disbelief.
This is heartbreaking and shocking. You hear things happen all the time, but you never think it'll actually hit your door. It's really shocking. It's really sad.
Did you hear any arguing?
No, we didn't hear any argument. We were in here, we didn't even hear the shots. The other neighbor heard the shots, and then my dad came outside, and that's when we found out that she had been shot. The children was right in the other room. They have 3 kids. 3 kids. 2 boys, and then an older girl. 3 kids.
How old were the kids?
I would think the boys was about 7 to 11, and the daughter was about 19 or 20.
19 or 20?
Yeah.
How old were these 2 people? How old were they?
I would give them between 43 and 45. I couldn't give an accurate age, but between them.
Also canvassing the area early this morning were members of the Yellow Elder Crime Watch Association. Vice President Navolia Johnson says deadly domestic disputes are not a common theme for them.
Well, we don't normally have much domestic dispute. You know, this is something that is very strange to this community. Very rare you hear of domestic dispute as it relates to other criminal offense. This is about the first. So when I heard about it this morning, you know, it was very shocking to me because this is something that we don't usually have in our community.
As police investigations continue into this tragic incident, Crime Watch members say they are available to assist in resolving matters between members of the community. Reporting for our news, I'm Jared Higgs.
From one tragedy to another, this time on the island of Abaco, where a female driver became the country's latest traffic fatality. Police on that island say they were called to the scene of a traffic accident on the Essie-Boodle Highway shortly after 5 p.m. yesterday. When they arrived on the scene, they met 3 female passengers inside a gray Honda Fit vehicle that had apparently collided into a pine tree. EMS personnel were called to the scene and transported the 2 passengers to the Marsh Harbor Clinic in serious condition. As for the driver, well, police say she unfortunately succumbed to her injuries on the scene. This is the second traffic fatality in less than 24 hours after a male passenger died following an accident on Fox Hill Road. Police investigations continue. Full Cabinet has officially announced that Centerville Member of Parliament Reese Chipman has been relieved of his duties as chairman of the Antiquities, Monuments and Museum Corporation with immediate effect. The statement, which came out yesterday, would only state just that. In recent days, it's been reported that Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis asked for Chipman's resignation from the corporation. However, Chipman said he only resigned if several others were asked to do so as well. In other news this evening, an environmentalist on Grand Bahama says he was left disappointed after Oban Energy's Thursday night town hall meeting in East Grand Bahama. He told our news that the information, the proposed multi-billion-dollar oil refinery for the area was far from sufficient needed to allay the fears of concerned residents. And now he fears the worst. Our Kyle Joaquin tells us more.
No, not at all. It was just basically blowing smoke. There was nothing concrete said tonight.
Justin Lewis, the Bahamas manager for the Bonefish and Tarpon Trust, says when he heard that Oban President Satpal Duna was headed to East Grand Bahama to speak with residents, he thought he would have left somewhat satisfied with the information passed on. But that wasn't the case.
He was it's empty promises, which us in Grand Bahama hear all the time. I demanded evidence about the EIA, and it should have been done prior to the heads of agreement even being signed. I'm not sure about the protocol that the gentleman there was talking about with the BEST Commission, but regardless, the EIA should be done first.
Duna told those Grand Bahamians in attendance the multi-billion-dollar oil refinery project won't proceed until the environmental impact assessment is done, but that even if there are risks found, they will still move ahead in an effort to mitigate the problem.
I think it's very irresponsible, both for the company and the government, because if the EIA shows that it's going to have significant environmental impact, it shouldn't be done.
Duna said the BEST Commission was not permitted or refused to meet with Oban before the heads of agreement was signed. He also said the site will be located 1.5 miles east of Sun Oil in East Grand Bahama. The company, according to Duna, will lease 690 acres of crown land from the government for the project in addition to purchasing private land near the site. During Thursday night's town hall, two concerns topped the list: employment and the environment. Lewis said he doesn't think most people understand the magnitude of this $5.5 billion proposed project and what exactly is at stake.
I think the government should take a hard look at the EIA and the people they're dealing with and go off of that. Unfortunately, they signed heads of agreement that they can't get out. But if Oban can get out whenever they want, but the government cannot get out of this situation, unfortunately.
For our news, I'm Kyle Joaquin.
Another environmentalist who attended that town hall and voiced her concerns says she wasn't surprised by how it went. Alana Velicott conducts research at a marine science institute on Grand Bahama and said the meeting left quite a lot to be desired.
Well, I mean, you get what you come here for. This is a predominantly a fishing community, and I did hear what I wanted to hear. There are definitely some persons who are interested in making sure their natural resources are protected and that we have resources for future generations.
So you were satisfied with the information received here tonight?
I suppose he definitely could have given us a little bit more information on the mitigation efforts. He kept throwing out those coin words but didn't exactly say what mitigation efforts that they are planning to have, what preventative measures they're going to take. They didn't say how many environmental officers they plan on having on staff. They didn't really pinpoint exactly where they are going to have this location. They said the Statoil site. However, there are a considerable amount of mangroves in that area, as well as its proximity to the the Lucayan National Park, which feeds this community.
Velicott also expressed concern about Oban's plans to move ahead with the project regardless of the outcome of the environmental risk assessment.
Well, all I want to know is, or I guess all I'm really looking forward to is the publication of this EIA, that it's published in a space where everyone can access it, not just people who know where to go and get it from. It needs to be put in a public space, especially so that the people of East End and Grand Bahama can read it.
Well, we'll take our first break here, but still ahead tonight, Atlantis' Art Walk celebrates 1 year. That story and more when our news returns.